Hey there, UMA board members. It's Stacy Techner from here at UMA headquarters. I wanted to see if we couldn't provide a special report pre-expo and pre-board meeting so you have the latest and greatest information before we get together in San Antonio. In the meantime, I want to wish you also a happy new year. Um, we're going to take about 10, 12 minutes here and just give you this quick update via video. Please let me know if you have any questions in the meantime. Let's just start right away, jump into it with membership and talk about where we've been member numbers wise. For the operator members, you'll see if you look all the way to the right of this chart, where we started the fiscal year July 1st, work your way to the left and you'll see where we were in November, then December 1st, and how those break down in terms of members, primary location members, secondary location members. Same thing here for associate members, travel partners, and then our totals here at the bottom. What this really represents is we've seen a 5% growth in our operator membership since the beginning of the year. We've actually seen a 14% growth with our operators in terms of secondary locations, and what we're hearing a lot of is some of our previous members who are coming back have actually been bought by other companies, and now they're a secondary location with those companies. So we haven't lost them as a member. What we have done is we've lost them as a separate paying member. Now they just roll up under another company. We verified that all this is accurate. So we are seeing good growth. We've seen a lot of the people that left us come back, but they haven't always come back as a paying full member when they've been acquired by someone else. But overall, this is good. We've got our goals set by June 1st to be a lot better than this, and we've got a lot of things that we've put in place, and I'll be talking to you about at our board meeting at Expo. Speaking of Expo, here's our numbers for registrations as of this week. We have 231 operating companies coming. While that's 10 less than last year, we actually have a few more people, well, not complete total more people. Non-exhibitor wise, we're about 3 people off from where we were last year. So that just means some of these companies that have been acquired by others have multiple people coming this year. All in all, we're running right about on par numbers wise from where we were. Our registration revenues are actually a little bit ahead of where they were last year at this point in time. We have about 933 people coming registered now. Our phones are actually ringing every day, all day long, with more people that are wanting to come. So it's all good news right up until we're anticipating anywhere from 300 to 400 people coming on site and registering there as well. That's about typical for UMA, and everything else seems to be matching our past history. Exhibit sales wise, to date, we've sold about just over $1.4 million in sales. It's $17,000 short of what we budgeted for this year. We still may have a last minute person or two come in. I'm not positive on that. But to be within $17,000 with the change of time and the changes we've seen, one of the changes we saw this year is we had one of our $40,000 exhibitors pull out and not come back at all this year. That's Gretsch Motors. They're investing their money somewhere else. They anticipate coming back next year, but this year we just happen to lose that. And one of our platinum sponsors downgraded to a smaller booth level, which would be, they actually took the place of that $40,000 member that in Gretsch that left, and they moved into that space. However, that left us a $75,000 hole that we had to fill, and so our team has been working really hard to fill that hole. I'm very comfortable with the fact that we're only $17,000 short after losing those 2 major spaces in our show this year. So things are good in terms of those dollars coming in. Sponsorship dollars aren't coming in quite as rapidly. We're about $26,000 short there. We're still having people commit every day to sponsor things at a different level. I'm not positive we're going to hit that $160,000 mark. Last year we exceeded the $160,000 mark. This year we've just found people that aren't as willing to spend for the sponsorship dollars and exposure that way. And lastly, our bottom line, we've done a projection based on where we are compared to budget. Budget-wise, we anticipated making $471,000 off of this show. Right now, we're projecting about $5,000 ahead of that, and I will say that's due to Maggie and her team doing just fantastic work, managing all of our expenses, keeping everything in line, and cutting where we can without ever cutting from the member experience or the attendee experience when they're going to be there. So again, Expo is looking really good. We're right on budget, right on par with that. Our marketing and communications team is refreshing our marketing methods and assets. All year long they've been doing that, and we'll see it start to ramp up once we get beyond Expo. Our logo's been refreshed. We're finding different ways to share that and have our members share that with each other. Bus and Motor Coach News team was just here in Washington or in Alexandria with us, and we're making plans for how we're going to refresh the look and feel of Bus and Motor Coach News. My goal is to take that to still have the newspaper, but make it feel more like a USA Today versus the current format that it's in. And Motor Coach Minute podcast has had great success, 6 episodes since I've started, 749 listens on those episodes, our most popular being with HR 2120. We had 216 individual listens to that alone, and it has become the 3rd most popular page on the Bus and Motor Coach News site. We're distributing it through Bus and Motor Coach News. Really happy with the traction it's gaining. We're looking at upgrading and investing in that more in the future. Membership recruitment, Julie Ryder and her team have, in addition to promoting Expo and getting our social media messages and everything else that she's doing out there, she's just doing a fantastic job. Member recruitment is her major priority with a 15% growth goal. By the time we get together in Washington, in Seattle this summer for our summer board meeting, we've got a 15% growth goal, 619 operator members, primary locations. That's what my goal is. We're looking at a lot of ways to do that. I actually have some a different style of thinking about it when we get together in San Antonio at our board meeting that I'm going to talk to you about, and how we can use our bus rates team and our bus rates company that we own to help us accomplish that goal. We have also brought in a telemarketing company that went back and looked at a lot of the operator companies around San Antonio and in Texas, as well as a number of them that left our membership in the last year that we hadn't heard from. They've given us some great insight that I'll share with you on a future video as well, so that you can see why a lot of these people have left. Again, we found primary reason, a lot of people got bought by someone else. This company, actually, we invested about $3,000 with them, and they brought about $4,000 worth of new revenue into us in terms of recruiting some of the folks on the phone, getting them signed up for Expo and that kind of thing. Julie has also been coordinating presence for UMA at trade shows, especially at limo trade shows. We're finding a lot of our new entrants into the motor coach market coming from the limo side of things. So we've been there. We have been following up with these folks in terms of CRM and online strategy, and engaging them and sharing free publications with them to show them everything that UMA has to offer. Very positive. We're getting a great response from them as well, and we anticipate some of our future member growth coming from those areas. On the legislative and regulatory side, HR 2120 continues to be our primary focus. Presentations at regional associations, articles that we've written, Bus and Motor Coach News, some other interviews we've done, and then Ken and Becky, when they're at the Hill, that is the primary message we're sharing up there as well. Our PAC, we're doing a fundraiser for the first time at the Expo, at the trade show, that's going to honor Dale Kraft for all he's done, both as chairman and in really jump-starting our PAC again. I want to thank everyone on the board who has stepped up to be on the host committee for that. We've already raised nearly $8,000 for that PAC before we even get there. So we're looking forward to seeing you all, attending that meeting, and hey, why not bring your personal checkbook as well? We'd love to see it. Legislative fly-in day has been confirmed, April 10th and 11th, 2018. Please mark your calendars and plan to come. We have some things in the works that'll make this an extra special fly-in. This is going to be one you don't want to miss. The NCAA, we have joined forces talking with it's UMA, ABA, IMG, and the Trailways leadership groups. We're all getting together and meeting in February with NCAA, really just to talk about safety and how safe our industry is, and get some insights from them why they feel that they've had to take this second step to using Go Ground in the certification program. We're not there to badmouth the program at all. Our goal is to go in, share the safety record of this industry, all that FMCSA and the DOT have done over the last 3 to 4 years to make it even safer, and see if we can get some additional insights into where they look and see themselves going next. The National Park Service has, I believe the comment period may still be open through the end of this week, or may have closed last week. I can't remember the exact deadline. But we joined a coalition and sent a letter and to them, really not protesting as much as seeking more information as to why they want to increase their fees so much. We've requested a meeting, and Park Service is looking at their calendar to see when a meeting with this coalition could come about. Then there are some local issues we've been actively involved in legislatively as well. In San Francisco, Maine, Chicago. There's actually one in Miami as well that Ken has been helping. I think Brian Scott's been involved in down there. And another one coming up in the Carolinas. So there's a lot of local issues coming up that we're lending our support and lending information and lending resources, but not necessarily investing money in all of these. On the industry relations side, obviously we're keeping active with our regional motor coach associations. They'll have their state association summit at Expo. Ken is actively involved in supporting them. A new Asian Motor Coach Operators Association has started up, and they have named us as a strategic partner with them, and they're going to actively support our legislative fly-in day, as well as some of our other events. They're also going to promote us to their memberships. We'll promote them as well in a partnership arrangement. So we're excited about where that can lead to us for the future. At Expo, we've got the driver and maintenance competitions that we've been involved in making sure outreach to those groups successful again, and obviously Expo overall. So we've got a lot going on at Expo that helps facilitate our industry relations. Bus Rates is just ending its fiscal year this week, so we are getting ready to wind that down as we're winding up the next year's budget for them. I know we had already done a preliminary 6-month budget in June for the first half of the Bus Rates year. We're going to go back and relook at that, restate that budget. I'm going to get some input from you, give you some updates as to what's going on with Bus Rates. They are redeveloping the site right now. We've got a contract team actively working on it. It'll launch in March. We have restructured the staff as well with some of the decisions we made where we're no longer pursuing hotels and restaurants and things to advertise on there. I believe they had added a position for that. Through attrition, as one of our staff people left earlier this year, we chose not to fill that position, and we've just redistributed that work among the team of 4 in total that are overseeing it right now. We'll give you a full update at the next meeting. Finance and budget-wise, Philip Reed has joined our team. He's UMA's new Director of Finance and Administration. You will meet him at Expo. He's been on board now all of 10 days. He's excited to be here. We're excited to have him. He brings a wealth of association knowledge, especially in the accounting field, going to help us accomplish a lot this next year as we work with the Finance Committee and structure things a bit differently on the financial side. The audit for 2016-17 is done. I'm going to present that to you for board approval with your board books. The financial statements, formats, and budget restatements, that's what we're working with. Philip's going to come and we're going to meet with the Finance Committee while we're at Expo, and we're going to talk about exactly what they need, exactly what we need, what software is going to help both of us accomplish what it is, make sure our chart of accounts and everything that rolls up into them are well aligned, and Philip is going to be great in doing that. He'll be with us full time. Immediately following Expo, that's where all of his attention is going to be as well. And he is well versed in the technologies available to us, and I'm very excited to bring him on board. So our next board meeting, January 9th at the Grand Hyatt in San Antonio in the Presidio room at 1:30. We'll have lunch just before at 1 o'clock. All those details are in the email that Jay sent to each of you. And then mark your calendars for June 18th through the 20th. We'll arrive on the 18th, depart on the 20th, somewhere around there if you'd like to stay later. It's a gorgeous area at the Alderbrook Resort in the San Juan Islands, Union, Washington, which is just outside of Seattle. So I'll be flying into Seattle for that meeting. If you have any other questions before Expo, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to seeing each of you at Expo in just a week. Thanks so much. Talk soon.